On the daily financial news from Tuesday, I shared a quote from Nick Saban that I'm going to share again here. And then we're going to talk about what does this mean for real estate investors? Because again, you have to think about this quote and then ask yourself, what does it mean to me? So here it is. Quote from Nick Saban, legendary Alabama football coach. Outcomes are a distraction. Focus on the process. And of course, we're going to have this conversation with the CEO of Hemlane, who has management over thousands and thousands and thousands of units. Dana, what say you? Outcomes are a distraction. Focus on the process.
Yeah. So I think kind of at a high level, how I think about it is you can't get the outcome you want until you focus on the process, right? We do something called scorecards, which no matter how big your rental business is, I think everyone should do it. And it has the outcome at the bottom, but then the process to get there. And a good example of that in rentals, if you think high level, it's like, what's my vacancy rate? Reducing your vacancy rate will increase your rent collected, AKA your revenue. And then what's my delinquency rate? Again, same thing, increasing your revenue. And then certain things like on the maintenance and repair side of like number of recalls, all that kind of stuff that actually goes into your expenses. So if you break down every single category of what you do in day-to-day operations, no matter what size your portfolio is, you can benchmark to what the outcome is, what you want as the target. And then above that, and I always put this in a spreadsheet, I break it down into each single process area that would improve my outcome. And once you have benchmarks for those, and this is where it's great to talk to real estate investors, I'm excited to talk to you, Michael, about it, is like once you have those, you might not know what the right number is for your portfolio. What is the correct delinquency rate? But what you do know is from a weekly average, a monthly average perspective, you have a target and you want to constantly improve it a little bit by a little bit each time with your portfolio. And that makes your portfolio worth a lot more than you expected over time. And I think those kind of micro improvements in the process will actually give you the outcome. But if you never set that goal and what that outcome is, you're never going to get there.
Yeah. It's funny because again, when you think about being a landlord with 1 or 10 or 100 units, you can focus on the unit count. You can focus on gross rents. You can focus on vacancies. There's lots of kind of outcomes you could focus on, but those are distractions. Those are not what you like. You should really, again, like Nick Saban and what you're saying, Dana, is you got to focus on the process and what drives, that outcome and how can you, take something and get 1% better every day, every month, whatever it is, because, it's not about just the number. It's about how you got there. Because again, as a landlord, guess what? The first is going to be around in the next 30 days and then again, and then again. So yeah, you really got to focus on the process. If you're using, whether you're self-managing or have a PM, you've got to have that discipline and always asking about the process.
Yeah. And I'm curious for you, Michael, like what is let's just start with vacancy. Mm-hmm. That's the easiest because it's the top of the life cycle. What do you have as your target for vacancy rates on your rentals?
So again, talking about, the outcome versus the thing, I actually don't look at vacancy in the normal lens. I look at vacancy days.
Days on market.
Yeah. And again, I want to be clear, right? So let's just say there's a unit that is vacated for whatever reason, eviction, left, whatever. So, and let's just say for whatever reason, it takes 5 days to turn the unit. I actually don't count those 5 days, although my team is actively looking to rent it for those 5 days. I start the clock the day the unit is tenant ready.
Yeah.
And I am counting vacant days for any unit that's in that position.
Yeah. That is rent ready.
That is rent ready. And again, I try to keep vacant days, rent-ready days, under 10 per month.
Yeah.
Now, most months, go ahead.
Really good because you know what the average is.
Well, I don't think many people talk about it this way. Oh, I don't know. I don't think most people track this. At least nobody I've ever spoken to track this. Most people just think, oh, I've got a unit vacant. I'm counting it. No, I want, because again, Dana, I don't think I've had a unit vacant ready more than 15 days, like an individual unit, more than 15 days in like 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
because again, I rent to a specific market. Everything I have is Section 8 eligible. My team is very aggressive. My team is using those negative days. Like I consider in my example, those first 5 days being negative, meaning -5, -4, -3,
Yeah.
-2, -1. And they actually fill up a lot of times in those negative days, which gives them, good for them. But yeah, I don't think many people look at it this way, but that's how I track is how many days have I turned a unit, it's move-in ready, and it's vacant, because that's when I consider myself losing money. I'm not
Yep.
losing money when it's in a remodel phase. I'm losing
Yeah.
money when it's ready. Those are the days I count.
How do you think about the turnover and rent ready number of days? Do you also benchmark that of like, hey, on average, this doesn't have any renovations, so this should be a 5-day turnover, a 6-day turnover?
We do so many that it's really, I mean, we like a quick turnover for us is 48 hours. That's
Yeah.
that's a deep cleaning and maybe some touch up paint. If we're going in and changing carpet, doing something in the bathroom or the kitchen, replacing a sink, a toilet, whatever. We have multiple trades going in. That's really where it goes long. I would say a long
Yeah.
turnover for us is 4 or 5 days. And then we do have some, like I just had a unit go vacant on one of my fourplexes. They'd been in there 15 years. We're going to do a full remodel. That's 21 to 24 days because we're doing
Yeah.
everything. And oh, by the way,
Yeah.
the rent's going from 1,000 to 1,800. But most of my stuff is under a week, and
Yeah.
we kind of know that going in.
Yeah, that's phenomenal, because I think that that's part of it is like the rent ready and benchmarking against turnover there. On the vacancy side, what's interesting with the days on market is like you almost double tap into it further. So once you've advertised it, it's how many inquiries have you gotten for this property, right? Then it is, okay, how many showings have you provided? This is all the benchmarks we put together for these.
Makes total
How
sense.
many applicants?
That is so awesome that you do that for folks in Himlane, or you have those scorecards. I will be honest. I'm sure my team tracks those.
I'm
I
sure
don't
they
think,
do. Yeah.
yeah, I'm positive they do, but I don't see that data. But I get that would be, if I was a self-managing landlord, that'd be critical.
But what's great about it is then with that data, you know where the gap is, because you
Exactly.
basically know, is the gap that I have a lot of leads but not showings? People are not booking showings. Why? Or if I have a healthy number of showings, but they're not, and they're physically going, but they're not converting to an applicant, then why? And so tweaking each one of those will really help you long term understand, how do I reduce days on market? What is going on? But you have to do it at the property and unit level to really understand it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Again, you've got to focus on the process, and that those are all the variables that you need to be watching, because that way it would tell you emphatically, really, if the rent's too high. I mean, that's what it's going to tell you,
Yeah.
right? If you're
Yeah.
not getting the apps or the queries or the showings, your rent's too high. I mean, it just is. Or, something else is wrong. It's on a busy street, or you haven't addressed the front yard issues. Because that's another thing. I don't know why people keep doing this. They focus on remodeling the inside without touching the outside.
Yes.
You got to get people to stop the car. If you don't
Yeah.
address the
Yeah.
outside, you're missing the point.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I've seen that so often where the landscaping is just, you look at these, and especially in multifamily, you look at these buildings and you say just a tiny bit, and it doesn't have to be something that costs so much money. You can have landscaping, like, I mean, Michael, here in California, where your properties are, you do much more of a desert type landscaping
Yeah.
that doesn't cost a lot of money in water and maintenance, but it looks really nice.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah. And then, so not only do I track days of rent ready, vacancy, and then the other thing for me is delinquencies. Because again,
Yeah.
I'm in the business of producing cash flow. So again, I get a daily report every day of the month. I get a report, comes at 4:00, and I'm always watching. And not only that, but I can compare rent collection month to month in one report every day on what is today, December 11th. How did December 11th compare with November 11th and October 11th? And, so I can see the trend. And, again, I can start at the high level. If I want to drill down, I can. But that's just how you get, some early warnings that there might be some problems.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And I think with the delinquencies, then it goes into at least what we do on the delinquency side is we have all these metrics that we track, and it starts with, outreach and then number of
Yes.
mediations that have been attempted. And then it goes to, okay, when was the notice served? And then what were the outcomes from that? Like, is there a payment plan? Is it unresponsive? Like, what is it? And if you go
Beautiful.
through all of that, you're going to see your vacancy rate or your delinquency rate go down because you're having those conversations and you're coming to a resolution faster. And then a big one for us is percentage resolved without going to court. That is
Nice.
a huge one. I think so many, I'm very much of like, but I want to make sure, right, that I'm in the right and people know that. And I think a lot of human nature is like that. But the reality is court systems are way backed up and it's going to take so long. So as if you can solve it before going to court, do it. It's going to have you be able to do your turnover and get the property rented so much faster.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. The fact that you're doing this all in Hemlane, have these scorecards, just shows you why being a self-manager is so much easier today than it was 20 years ago. 20
Yeah.
years ago, you had to do this on your Palm Pilot or your Excel spreadsheet or whatever. I love the fact that you bring these best practices to mom and pop landlords. That's pretty cool.
So yeah, it's been really fun because I feel like we focused, to your point, there was like the outcomes, but you didn't have the process. And the moment you start putting the process in place, the outcomes make so much more sense. And so it's been a really fun thing to do, and more to come from that.
And again, screaming at the outcomes. That's where people get it all wrong is, like delinquencies or rent collection or evictions, or screaming about that does nothing. You've got to break it down into your parts so you can figure out what you can improve, what you could change. That's the key to what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Where can people find out more?
Yeah, you can go to Hemlane, HEMLANE.com. We have free plans as well as paid plans. Just mention one rental at a time because you do get 20% off all of our paid plans.
That is so amazing. Folks, it's right there on the screen, Hemlane.com. Mention ORAT. Don't forget to check out their resources tab. Often slept on, provides a lot of local information. So go check that out as well. Dana, you're amazing. Take care.
Great. Thanks for having me.